It says, who is a God like you, pardoning iniquity and passing over transgression for the remnant of his inheritance? So Micah begins with a question. He says, who is like God? There's two ways we can answer this question. The first is that God is unlike any of the other gods. Remember, in those days, every nation had its own god. And many of these gods were false gods, obviously. Gods like Baal and Ashtaroth and Molech. They were false gods. And Micah says, they are not like the one true God, the God of Israel, Yahweh God. Because our God, he forgives sins. He freely gives away forgiveness. Who is like that? You see, the other gods, the false gods of these nations, had demands. They said, you must give sacrifices, you must give money, you must do this and this and this and this if you want to earn your forgiveness. But our God, he never asks us to earn his forgiveness, because the reality is we couldn't. Right? There's nothing that I can do that God will look at and say, wow, that was impressive, David. Because nothing I can do is impressive to him. In fact, it's just out of his mercy and his grace and his love and his compassion that he chooses to forgive me. And so Micah says, who is like that? There is no God like that. And of course, this is a warning to us that we should be careful about looking for gods or representation of gods or religions that tell us we need to earn God's forgiveness. You see, the moment someone says you need to earn God's forgiveness, they've strayed to a false god. Because God never asks us to earn that. He only freely gives it. And so Micah says, who's like that? There are no gods like that. But not only are there no gods like that, there's no people like that. I don't know what you're like. Well, I do, because you're like me. We don't generally forgive naturally. How do you respond when someone wrongs you? What's the first thing you want to do is you want to seek out revenge. That's our natural inclination. Now, sometimes we don't necessarily do it, but our natural inclination is towards revenge. And I love what he says here. This is great. Micah says he passes over transgression. The picture of those words is a God who lets go. He lets go of our wrongs. He doesn't hold them against them. He doesn't hold a grudge against us. And I know for us, naturally, we hold on to the wrong. When someone says something about us or says something to us or does something that we don't like, we hold on to that. It's like we keep coming back to it. We keep replaying it in our mind. We keep telling other people how awful that person is because of what they did. We hold and we hold and we hold. And these grudges kind of decay our soul because we don't let go of them. But not God. Anything you've done wrong, God doesn't hold that against you. He is a God that lets go. And so Micah says, who is a God like this? That lets go of our offenses, that freely offers forgiveness even though we could never earn it. Who is a God like that?